Here we go.
This isn't gonna just blow over. The Zerg won't stop until we're all dead.
Vengeance shall be mine.
The seven evils are one within me. I am Legion.
Stay a while and listen.
To ask why we fight is to ask why leaves fall.
You are not prepared.
Warcraft players, where you at? Starcraft players, where you at? Diablo players, where you at?
Reaper of Souls is upon us. BlizzPro brings the pain in this week's Hearthstone tournaments, and we interview the angriest orc you'll ever meet. Welcome to BlizzPro's TwizzCast.
Disturbing hallucination. Your hearing
Welcome to TwizzCast, everyone. We're here to share with you our experiences and news concerning all games under the Blizzard Entertainment logo, ranging from World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Diablo. But don't let that introduction fool you, everybody. We're going to bring you up to speed on all things Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm as well. So, before we do that, let me bring in the co-hosts, if you don't mind. From North Dakota, the stealthy rogue Southern Belle, who's not afraid to burn down the Zerg. Please help me welcome back to the show the lovely and talented Reb. Hello, dear.
Hello, chat room. I bet you thought it was Edward Cullen, but no, it's the lovely and talented Rev.
You had
Not to
me
toot my own
fooled.
horn, but toot toot. Anyways, hi, Body Every. Hi, special guest and my other co-host. I am excited to be here.
It's good to have you here. Very good to have you here. Direct from Las Vegas, Nevada. I said Nevada. It's Nevada, even though it is bad. It's true. I tried to cover up a screw up and it didn't happen. Oh well. He has already made the demons of West March quiver in fear. The D3 Streamin' Demon Archon. Hello, sir.
Hello. At least you didn't say Nevada, which is how a lot of people say it. Nevada is correct. I'm surprised I'm here because I had to pull myself away from the Reaper of Souls beta, which is amazing.
Nevada, potato, patata. I've always said that. So, anyways, lastly, everybody, Hoda is sitting out this evening, so we could let our third special guest take the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, direct from Orgrimmar, the Twitter legend, the TwizzCast chat room bouncer, content contributor, and comic genius, AngryOrc. Welcome to the show, sir.
Chat room, TwizzCast, people. How are you?
We are good. We are good. Good to have you here. So we are going to come back to you in just a second, my friend. So for those of you who are wondering, my name is Twizz. Hello, I'm a Brewmaster Monk, a Warlock wannabe, and a borderline Diablo 3 addict. So we'll cover that later as well. Just a reminder, everyone, there are several ways you can get your TwizzCast and BlizzPro fix. We're available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio. The RSS feed can be found at TwizzCast.com. The show notes for this episode and all things discussed can also be found in the same place, and BlizzPro.com. And also, if you want to subscribe to our Twitch.tv channel, you'll get an email when we go live. So come on over to Twitch.tv/TwizzCast. Hit the follow button. That way you're not going to miss us during the week. So lastly, for everybody who's interested, you can drop us a line, podcast@BlizzPro.com. So normally we would dive into our week in gaming, but we're going to change it up just a little bit due to our special guest. This is the first time that he has ever done a live interview of any type, so I really want to do it justice and get inside the head of AngryOrc. So let's just do that, shall we? Let's just do that. Are you guys excited to do? You know what, Angry? I'm very happy to have you on the show, man. Really glad you're here, brother.
This is awesome. This is great to be here. I must say. I'm really enjoying Hoda's box. So cool.
It's
Why
true.
aren't you speaking in caps?
I brought him with me. Hey, everybody! It's Hoda. Hey. I miss you all.
Hoda's here.
I miss you all, everybody. My beard. I love you. Kiss, kiss.
Oh, it happened.
Like he's here with us.
It's like he's here. It's like he's here.
I've been growing the beard since BlizzCon, and I can't pull it off. So I had to bring him.
It's okay.
I can't pull off the facial hair. It's just too epic.
Oh God! For those of you listening at home, he just held up a picture of Hoda. It was amazing. Most amazing thing that I've seen on the show so far. So
chat room. Hoda, I got you back, bro. I'm up for breakfast, man.
Breakfast. All right. So, all right, Angry. What's your background with World of Warcraft? How long have you been playing? First off.
Well, in anticipation of the show, I played for about 15 minutes this afternoon. So, I think I got a handle of it. So it's a good game.
Okay.
It's awesome. I got to level 1. Had some orcs and wake them up because they were sleeping. It was an excellent quest.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was pretty good.
It's okay.
No, I started playing around the end of Burning Crusade. I had a bunch of buddies that started in vanilla and didn't take. I was like, man, this game sucks. It's so boring and stuff. But I came in at the end of BC and been playing ever since. So how long is that? What, 5-6 years, something like that?
Way longer than 20 minutes, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, way longer than 20 minutes. Orc Warrior the entire time.
Really? That was your main? That's what you started with, huh?
My first tune that I rolled is the tune that I'm playing right now.
Wow.
That's it. And anytime I'm not playing that tune, I feel like I'm cheating on him. I don't do it.
Wow. Well,
why would you neglect your main?
I know.
Main tune?
I know. And I see you in Twisted Empire, dude, and I know when you're on your alt. I see you on your alt, and I'm like, a druid? No, it just doesn't.
Farm and stuff for the man. That's it. That's all you need. Okay. Your alts for druids are just for herbing without break and flight for him to do it quickly. That's all you do.
That's fair. That's fair. So, okay. What made you decide one day to just get on Twitter and create at AngryOrc1? I saw, first off, I went to at AngryOrc, and it's like some dude that speaks in some foreign language I don't even understand. Were you a little miffed that you weren't able to get at AngryOrc?
I was so miffed because that dude hasn't tweeted in years.
I know.
And that name was gone. But when I started the account, it was just for a hoot at work, just to make a couple of the guys at work laugh. So I had no idea what was going to happen. So I just made AngryOrc1. And it was just add a 1 on the end. If I would have put some thought into the name, I probably would have come up with something that's easier remembered, like The Angry Orc or
Angry_orc.
An Angry Orc or The Angriest of Orcs. But now it's AngryOrc1 and it's going to stick. If you got AngryOrc on Twitter, get off of it. It's mine. I'm calling the Twitter people. Getting emails from me. I want that.
That's it. Let's do pitchforks and torches and go after this guy, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Let's get real angry.
Yes. More yelling. More yelling.
More yelling. More caps. So,
More caps.
Okay. How did you get people to start finding your tweets since every Twitter account starts with 0 followers?
Hashtag Warcraft was the smartest thing that I did, and it was totally unintentional, but people were monitoring those kind of things, and it's hard to say that you're going to kill a priest without putting hashtag Warcraft on the end because you get totally different followers. So you say, I'm going to kill a priest, hashtag Warcraft, and then people know what you're talking about. So hashtags is a little bit taboo in the elite Twitter community. People's like, everybody's tweeting with hashtags, blah, blah, blah. But when I started, it was to let people know that was the topic. That's what I was talking about, Warcraft. So it's just hashtag this, hashtag that, hashtag cool, hashtag. And away you go.
Interesting.
Totally worked. Totally worked.
Hashtag totally worked.
Yeah, hashtag totally worked. Hashtag TwizzCast, hashtag AngryOrc, hashtag BlizzPro.
Hashtag good game.
Hashtag GG.
All right, so you started out tweeting like more simplistic tweets that were funny, but you've evolved into like more of a person. Was that on purpose, or did you get tired of not being able to have that personality?
Yeah, I got really tired of it because it kind of limited the jokes that I wanted to tell. So when I first started, it was like, me, orc, you, bad, angry, blah, blah, blah. But that language was very limiting.
Yeah.
So as I decided to kind of broaden and it became less of a role play account of this bad orc and more of a dude who plays Warcraft, just a regular guy who's tweeting, who sometimes plays an orc and who sometimes tweets as an orc, but more times tweets as a dude who's just hanging out and having fun.
Sure.
Right? Doing stupid crap with his buddies and his guildies. Like you guys.
Do you imply that we do stupid stuff in our guild?
Stupid stuff all the time. I love it. Oh my gosh. You're just hanging out all of a sudden and somebody's like, hey, let's do this. And I'm like, that's totally stupid. I'm in. Let's go. And it happens all the time.
All right, so next. currently, you're sitting at over 12K followers.
Yes.
12,250 or so, something like that.
Oh, nice.
Did you really ever expect that to happen? That to be that way?
Goal one was like, if I get 50 followers, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be so cool. And I'll have more followers than my buddy's got. And I can just make fun of them. And it was just 50, let's go. Let's go.
Wow.
But I had 50 within, a couple hours. It was a total fluke because nobody was doing it. I had no idea that when I started that nobody was doing it. So I just kind of right place at the right time.
Okay.
But it helps to say stupid stuff.
So, like, do you feel now that you have that many followers and you have that name? I mean, do you feel pressured to keep doing this? Like, I mean, like, oh my God, it's been 4 hours. I've got to put something out, or
I think
whatever.
I've always been like that since the start. When I was pumping out tweets like every 10 or 15 minutes was just, you get in a zone and you just say something stupid, say something stupid, say something stupid. Now, there is a little bit of an obligation, but I'm still having so much fun with it that it's like, just think of something, or somebody says something stupid at lunch and it's like, man, you could make that into a Warcraft joke pretty fast. You type it into a Warcraft joke, send it off out in the world, and away you go. That's wicked. It's wicked hard.
Reb, Archon, anything? I feel like I'm hogging the mic here. I'm having a lot of fun.
Right.
So, oh no, you're doing good with the mic. I was just gonna ask, like,
Where's Mike?
do you ever find yourself in like situations where you're like, oh crap, I need to write this down, like say like a business meeting or something, and it's not appropriate, or religious gathering?
I got my little phone and I could be doing something and I was like, oh my gosh, that's gonna be a good tweet. So I write it down. If I don't write it down, it's gone.
Right.
Like, everything in my life. If I don't write it down, it's totally gone. So I got a little text file that I keep on my crappy, worst BlackBerry in the world.
Right there. You know what? Everybody, that phone that you're looking at right there, that is where you're
happens right here.
That's where the magic happens.
The little magic box.
Yeah. BlackBerry, 6-year-old, whatever it is. Anyway.
Wow.
Fill it in that text file and away you go.
Wow.
Have you ever sent out a tweet and then regretted it?
Yes, instantly. So many times, once a day. Come on.
Any tweets in particular that you wish you could have taken back?
Nothing that stands out at mine. Most of it is grammar related or spelling related.
Oh,
I get your and there, and it's like, oh no, I just did that. I can't believe it. And it's like all of a sudden you get like 4 replies instantly. It's YOURE. Hello.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe it, but it's too late. I said it. I did one tonight. It was like, oh man, I can't believe that. So those are the ones.
I have another question for you. Okay, so it's no secret that you make a lot of tweets specifically like targeting punting gnomes or hating the Alliance or something along those lines. Like in your actual gameplay.
All true. I hate the Alliance.
You really hate the Alliance?
Yes, I hate them all. You all suck.
So angry.
You feel that adamantly about it. Never mind.
The show.
No, I don't play Alliance. I have a lot of friends that play Alliance, and we've got our sister Alliance guild, TD.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes. Oh
yes. Runs that, and a bunch of group of people over there, all guildies, and we're all pretty tight. I'll play with them, so they do their own thing. I'm looking forward to doing some PvP against the TD folks. I'll tell you that.
It's true.
We gotta get it on.
I'm gonna cover that. I'm gonna cover that a little in my week in gaming a little bit. But yeah, we've got a little bit of an announcement for TD, kind of sort of an announcement.
Okay, we're gonna do a little something.
A little, we're gonna mix it up and just get crazy here. I mean, it's gonna be nuts. I'm gonna take my shirt off. We'll make some bad decisions. So, what was the first time that you got noticed from Blizzard? Was it a retweet? Was it like, oh my gosh, somebody, a Blizzard CM or a developer or somebody just followed me? I mean, what was your first
the
Blizzard
first
song?
day within about, and I'm gonna say it is totally Canadian. Within about 3 hours of starting tweeting, Neff retweeted me. Nothoria. And
totally butchered her name.
Nothoria, I like to call it Nothoria. It was the first one from Blizzard to retweet me. And I started on a Thursday. On a Friday, she gave me a follow Friday, which is a big. If you're not into Twitter, it's a big FF thing. She gave AngryOrc a follow Friday, and it was my first day tweeting, and it just knocked my socks off. I was like, "Holy cow! Kendall is giving me a follow Friday. I can't believe this." So it totally got me psyched. And Zaram followed me pretty much immediately after she did, and it was all amazing from there. Everybody from Blizzard's been so supportive. It's just like off the hook. I got developers following me and talking to me, and CMs and everybody. It's been overwhelming, the support that these guys have been given. Love it.
Yeah, and that's
it just lights a fire under you to want to just keep going, right? Because they're reading what you're saying, and BlizzCon was great for that, to get to meet a lot of these people. It's like, oh, I read your things at my desk. Oh, you're so funny, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm funny, thanks.
That's right. Me.
Yeah, right on.
That's very cool. So, who else has followed you that's in the community that you interact with? That's kind of like some of the bigger names.
I don't know. You know, you don't want to name drop, but there's a lot of the podcasters and a lot of the communities. Like, I had never listened to a podcast until I started doing this for real. And now all of a sudden you got all these people that are talking to you and interacting on a daily basis. It's really cool. So then you go check out their podcast, like, yeah, that's a pretty cool podcast. I think I'll listen to that. That's all right. And so now I listen to more podcasts than I have, because it's great for material, because you guys are telling the community what's going on in games. So I'm learning more like that. So it's awesome.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because that was like, just listening to podcasts it's how I got all my information. I never had to go to other websites or other fan sites or anything like that, because I listened to so many podcasts. That's how I was in the know for everything. But I never thought about the fact that, like, this probably works out for you as far as material goes.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! You guys are telling me all kinds of stuff and giving me the news, and I was like, okay.
Oh, man.
I know what's trending in the community, so I can, boom.
Sure.
Give it up.
Exactly. So, how did it feel to reveal yourself at BlizzCon?
It was awesome. It was cool. I meant to do it at the BlizzPro meeting stone that we all did, but it ended up happening a little bit earlier than that. You go to the Hilton Bar, you introduce yourself to AngryOrc. All of a sudden people are saying, "Hey, it's AngryOrc!" So you get some pictures taken. You get to sign autographs, which was really weird, and so it was epic.
Yeah,
it was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had, I must say. BlizzCon was off the chains.
It was. Dude, it absolutely was, man. We had so many laughs. As a matter of fact, Ryan Wenzer, who is working on StarCraft Universe, he set his bottle on your head.
Yes.
You remember that?
He set his bottle on my head. We were all sitting around, a bunch of guildies. We were sitting around this couch, and the place was packed, of course. And I was sitting on the floor with you, I think, and just chatting or next to you. And this guy strolls up. I have no idea who he is. Sets his beer bottle on my head. Like he thought I was a part of the table or something like that.
It was like, hilarious.
Dude, WTF?
Dude, that was the funny. And then, yeah, you looked right up at him and you're like, dude, this is my head. What are you doing? I'm not like a coffee table or something. And dude, he was smashed. I loved it. It was hilarious. Love the guy to death. So, oh my gosh. But anyways, a little bit more about BlizzCon, dude. When people are asking you for your autograph, I mean, does that feel weird? Like, I mean, I got asked for a couple of autographs, and I was like, all right, it's me. I'm not, it's me. Does it feel weird to you?
Weird, but it never gets old. It's awesome. Sign this. Woo! Yeah. Sign an AngryOrc, sign an AngryOrc. Pause for pictures. Give me a peck on the cheek. Give me a hug. Deadly. Yeah, I loved it. It was a trip.
Show me your purse.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Somebody's purse. That was good too.
Oh my god. So I gotta ask you this, man, because and you can tell a little story if you want or whatever, but pretty much when you and I started talking, like, you were at the point you could have gone anywhere. You could have gone to any show you wanted to, pretty much. You had your pick of the litter, but you latched on to TwizzCast. What was your thought process in joining up with us?
It's your hair.
I have to say, I do take care of it. It's kept.
What is that? Conditioner? Is that mango you use?
Egg yolks once every 3 weeks.
Yeah, that was it right away.
Yep.
I was just totally smitten. I had been asked that when you had called me, I had been asked to be on a few shows, and I was just declining gracefully because I wanted to keep the character quiet and not say anything to anybody. But and I gave you the same no I gave everybody else. But you immediately fired back and said, "Okay, no, but what can we do to have you on the show in some form or fashion?" And I dug that. That was cool. Oh. So yeah, you gave me free reign to do whatever I wanted, and I like doing what I want to do. So that was good.
That's
very and then
cool.
We just became friends quickly after that because you're all right. So
yeah, I only stink after 3 days.
There are worse people to hang on to and to hang around with. So I was
That's
like,
true.
yeah, this guy's okay. And then of course you get in and you meet Reb and the dreamy Hoda. It's like, hey, bro, how you doing? You want to do some dungeons with me? I'm holding up his picture. I love this, bro. Yeah, what up? How can you not love that guy? Come on.
We'll never get
awesome.
It's like he's here again.
It's true.
Just like he's here. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Just
yeah.
like it. So, gosh, man. All right, so you're currently an officer in Twisted Empire.
I am.
Yep.
That is cool. How cool is that?
Right? That's right. We all were. This was not planned. Everybody except for Archon is wearing a Blizz Pro, or is wearing a Twisted Empire shirt. He's wearing a Blizz Pro shirt. But yeah, that was not planned. So, anyways, in the matter of a year, you become this huge community figure, and you've joined the fastest and friendliest growing guild in World of Warcraft. Your gaming life probably has done a 180. How do you feel about World of Warcraft now versus where you were at like a year ago when all this was just starting to happen?
I love it more. I'm getting more out of it. The previous guild I was in was like, I don't know, 30 people, and you struggle to get 10 people to get a raid team, and you struggle to get 5 people to do a dungeon. And here I am in this big, awesome guild with literally hundreds and hundreds of people, and there's always somebody to do something, and you've always got stuff on the go. And I not only do I get to be an officer, so I get to yell at people. It's like, oh yeah, it's the best thing ever. I love it. This totally changed my game. I was near done. I was going to take a break because it was like, it's kind of played out. I'll take a little break. But I started the Twitter thing, and that got me fired up.
Sure.
Jumping into the Empire, Twisted Empire, got my game fired up, and it's just like new life, ready to go. If you're not in Twisted Empire, get in Twisted Empire because it's a good bunch of people. It's
Twisted
amazing.
Nation.
Yeah,
it's true.
Empire,
yeah.
Like Alliance, Dynasty, Kingdom. Just get in there because it's a great community. It's home. It's a place for everybody.
Awesome.
And not just me.
Well,
but
I appreciate it. Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? I really I appreciate it. I cannot thank you enough for what you do for the community, my show, my guild. Ladies and gentlemen, I say it every episode, but if you have not followed at AngryOrc1 on Twitter or liked him on Facebook, you're missing out on the most comical part of your day. So, Angry, I'd like you to remain on the line if you don't mind and host the rest of this episode with us. You good with it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
Let's talk
all
about
right.
some stuff.
Let's talk about some shiz. So
games
let's talk about
and
games and how we've
things
played
and
them.
Blizzard stuff and what happens when you do this and when you log into this game and Reaper of Hearthstones or whatever it is we're doing now. Go, just go.
Okay, so in all of your Reaper of Hearthstones and everything, what did you do this week in gaming, Angry?
Oh, raid team, boom! We got awkward moments. We're working on the.
That's the name of your raid team, right?
Our raid team.
Okay, I thought you were like, we got awkward moments, and I'm like, well, we all go through that, dude.
All the moments are awkward. All the moments are awkward. We were working on some the Corcoran Shaman.
Oh.
That's a busy fight. That's a busy fight on regular, I'll tell you that. But we're doing a 3-tank strategy. You get 3 tanks in there. You grab one guy, drag him up the hill, take another guy, drag him over to the other side. And, I think we're going to almost got it. We're down to like 5%, so we'll get it next week for sure.
Right.
But that occupies a lot of my time. Do my arenas, Team Angry Buns, wrecking it, knocking it out.
Angry Buns.
Yeah.
That team name is better than the awkward moments.
Yeah. Well, I'm angry, and I do it with honey buns, so it's Angry Buns. So
It only makes sense.
It only makes sense that it's Team Angry Buns.
Yep. Either that, because HoneyOrc just doesn't work.
No, HoneyOrc is no good. But you don't name arena teams anymore. You don't have a team. You just kind of join as a group, and away you go.
Right.
So I thought that was kind of a bummer because some of the fun things of the arenas was seeing these original names that people would come up with, and you'd go in and you'd see all these weird names that people would have, and it would
Such
be like,
as. Let me
Angry
say
Buzz.
it.
All right, Reb, go ahead.
Go, girl.
Team, we don't pull out.
That's right.
Don't pull out. That's right.
Yes.
We don't
Yeah.
pull out. Oh my god.
So those names were epic, but now you're just queuing. You just get another person and you queue. What's up with that? Give me my arena team names back. It's a little thing. It's a little thing.
We want the little things.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, you know what it is. You know, I mean, does it have to be on paper? Does it have to be in black and white?
Yes.
Okay. I
Well,
stand
for
corrected.
legal purposes.
Right, exactly. My agent wants to know these things because I want to copyright them, and I want to make Angry Buns T-shirts.
I can't wait to see the logo for that. Honestly.
I don't know if you want to see the logo for that.
I picture like green butt cheeks that are like just like there's like a face with teeth on each cheek.
Scowl.
Yeah, with a scowl. Yeah.
That could totally work.
Yeah.
My buns are angry.
Okay. What else
All
did
right,
you do this
so-
week, brother man?
What else did I do? That's it. Log on and look over the Empire. Watch everybody do their thing. It's fun. You do a couple of scenarios with some peeps and try to spread yourself out and get to see everybody. And it's just totally social guild. So you can have a plan of what you want to do. You log in and you don't do any of it because there's 8 people there looking to do something.
Sure.
So we're going to do some flex on the weekend. We're going to do some rated BGs. Going to get a rated BGs team on the go. So big things are happening for the Empire. It's always something to do.
Cool.
That's my week. Somebody tell me about their week.
Reb.
I'll go ahead and go. While Angry was spreading himself.
Oh, boy.
And wow. I got addicted to Diablo 3 again. And
Nice.
Yeah. Archon's gonna love this. I have never rolled a barbarian or a wizard, and I decided, hey, why not try a wizard? You know, it's something different.
Sure.
And it's so much fun. I had no clue how much fun I would have with this class. And there's one ability, I can't even remember the name of it. It's just a beam of frost and ice. Archon, you may be able to help me with it. Ray of Frost, yes. You just shoot it out and you just spin in a circle and you just kill everything. And it's absolutely wonderful. And so basically I went through all of Act 1 and I explored every single part of the map. I picked up every single lore book. I pressed every single little lore book that has to deal with like bestiary paragraphs. And I read all of those. I talked to everybody.
You didn't
and
read lore books, did you? Lore books?
lore
surprise.
books.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of figured you would.
But
I get to read any
basically,
of that.
I just went through and I like turned over every stone and explored everything and was just becoming more familiar with the story because every time that I've gone through, I've eventually got to that point halfway through Act 1 where I'm like, okay, I don't care anymore. Like, stop talking. Give me my quest. Let me turn something in. And it was really cool to kind of finally figure out what the Butcher was because something that's always confused me in Diablo 3 was how in Act 2 you have what Belial, the Lord of Lies. Act 3, your final boss is Asmodan, the Lord of Sin. And then the Act 4 was Diablo. And I was like, what the heck is the Butcher? And how does that tie in? That has like nothing to do with demons. And I finally know. It's like crafted out of a whole bunch of demons. And it's kind of like a servant to Asmodan and Belial. And I just thought that was really cool. And I finally knew why he was where he was and why you ended where you were. Because it's very easy in Diablo 3 to just end up somewhere and be like, I don't know why I'm here or why my quest sent me here. And Angry's just having a drink.
Listening to you. I'm listening. Go ahead.
But in addition to that, we've also had the WoW's 9th anniversary this week. So every tune got a buff in the mail for reputation and experience, a 9% boost. So I've been playing my shaman a little bit, and it was really, really quick to get her from 60 to 65. Like, it only took me maybe just 2-3 hours or so.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, but I've been playing my Alliance Warrior. Oh, sorry, Angry.
I'll let you go because it's Warrior.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You have my blessing.
That is the
Warrior's
routine
okay.
factor.
You can go ahead.
But she had such bad gear that when I went to the Timeless Isle, like, I can't kill anything. They always kill me first. So I had to get the co-GM of the Dynasty Guild, Sucker, to help me out and actually take me through some LFRs. And I finally have enough item levels where I can actually go into TOT and I can kind of survive and kill stuff on the island. So I'm on my way to being able to kick Garash's butt. But
Are you
that was
Fury or Arms?
Fury.
Nice.
Okay, I was like, oh god.
Pause.
Things almost got ugly.
Right answer. Okay.
Oh wow.
Prot,
No
obviously.
answer.
But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I'm actually enjoying my alliance, and I kind of think that, I don't know, I might be sharing most of my time with my alliance character, but only time will tell. So, Archon, what have you been up to this week?
I'm happy to hear we've converted one more over to the Alliance. That's
What is wrong
one
with you
for us,
people?
one for
What's
our team.
going on here?
I also just learned a bunch about Diablo lore from hearing about your play session, because I've learned none of the lore from D3. But
Educating the masses.
Yes. I don't care about lore. But I have to say, this week in gaming literally might have been my best week in gaming ever. No exaggeration. Got the Reaper of Souls Friends and Family beta invite.
Nice.
Was it only 2 days ago? Was that just... The last 2 days have been a blur.
Yeah.
You're playing right now, aren't you? You're playing right now. I can tell.
Yeah, I've learned to play with my feet, so on my other monitor, that's what's going on. Can't lose any time. No, really, I put about 2,000 hours into D3, vanilla D3, and I love it, but it has a lot of problems. A lot of people have been disappointed with it, especially people like me who put a lot of time into it, and I've been looking forward to this for a while, and it has exceeded my already very high expectations. It is so much fun and so addicting, and you guys, if you guys don't want to buy another game, don't look at any videos of it, because you're going to have to buy it. It's
awesome.
Really, yeah, they just fixed everything. The legendaries are awesome. I got to level 70 the first night, and then have just been trying out new builds. Every time I get a new legendary, it opens up a brand new build. So I got Meekin's Ball of Hate.
Yes. I just
love
the name of it, dude.
Yeah,
I just love the name of it.
Just the name.
The Ball of Hate.
Yeah. I had to create a hateful build just to go along with it, and it makes it so Electrocute can hit the same enemy twice, or multiple times. It doesn't say how many. So Electrocute becomes super OP, and then with Paralysis passive, which gives a 20% chance to stun, you can almost stun lock just with Electrocute. And then just today, about 4 hours ago, I found Frostburn gauntlets, which any D3 player knows are horrible, but not anymore. Because in Reaper of Souls, they make it so your chill effects have a 50% chance to freeze. Now, all this, of course, could change. It's just beta. But
sure.
Right now, it's super OP. I just put a complete Frost build together, which you can't even do in D3 right now. But in Reaper of Souls, you can choose different runes to change the elemental type of your spells. And so I just made a Frost build, and everything just stun lock frozen. And maybe the pinnacle of my Reaper of Souls experience so far was the cow level, which I guess, spoiler alert, I won't go into details about it, so you can find for yourself. But it was pretty epic. I really haven't felt this excited about a game since the first week I was playing World of Warcraft, which was the week that World of Warcraft came out. But I think I might be even more addicted to Reaper of Souls.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's all right.
Quite amazing.
There's meetings for people.
So can people still opt into the beta?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I believe you can sign up. This is just friends and family, so it's immediate friends and family of employees, and then streamers and community people like us, and then they also invited 3,000 of the most active Diablo players.
Nice.
Which is kind of a cool way to do it.
Yeah, that is a cool way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're active in Diablo right now, you are definitely a Diablo fan, because it's hard to get the motivation to be playing Diablo 3 right now when Reaper of Souls is on the horizon.
One of the things that I noticed when it came out was because I got the Friends and Family beta invite as well, and I'll talk about it in a second. But I was like, do I need to keep this a secret or whatever? And I went to the Diablo site, and it was like, everybody, it was right there on the front page, and it was like, okay, obviously this isn't a big secret then. And I'm like looking through the post on the forums that they put that the Friends and Family beta was out and everything, and it was like a whole list of everybody that was, I remember months ago it was like, oh, I can't believe you still play this game, this garbage. I can't believe it's so broken, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, oh, excuse me, there's a beta out? Oh, hey, remember me, Demon Slasher? We've been buddies since the beginning. What is up? You got a beta key for it, brother, or what? What's happening? And I'm like, oh, come on. It's amazing how the community's like, oh, beta, please give me a beta key. I've been your biggest fan since day one. It's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, totally. I couldn't believe there wasn't an NDA.
I know.
The email they sent out, it said no NDA, but I still messaged Lilira. I'm like, wait, I can stream this right now? And she was like, yeah, read it. And she copied and pasted the part of the email back to me. I'm like, no, I already read it 3 times out loud to my wife. I just had to make sure I can actually stream this. But props to Blizzard, especially props to Blizzard for doing a full beta.
Sure.
I think that was one of the biggest issues with the original Diablo is they only did that little demo version.
Sure. Yeah.
But, awesome week so far.
Big Reaper Souls week for you. Mm-hmm. Well, I like I just said, I got the fans and friends and family, whatever it is, thing, and I couldn't get it to download. So here's my noob moment. So I attached the key and everything to my Battle.net account, and it's like, okay, now you can download the client. So I go to click the download, and my desktop beta client comes up where I can select all my games, and I'm like, well, Reaper Souls isn't on there. What the heck? So that was as far as I could ever make it, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I look at the email, and I see in the email there's a help email. They're like, email us if you're having problems getting this going or whatever. So I email, and they're like, all right. They took awesome care of me. The person that wrote back was like, okay, I want you to go into and delete this particular folder. Okay, I deleted it. Nothing happened. Okay, well, uninstall the entire desktop client and then reinstall it. Okay, that didn't do anything. And then right above the play button on your Diablo or on your Battle.net desktop client, there's this thing that says North America. They wrote me an email back. They're like, you do have Reaper of Souls selected there, don't you?
Oh.
And so I opened it, and sure enough, Reaper of Souls was there, and I clicked on it, and it was like, would you like to install it? And I'm like, yes! So anyway, I made it halfway through the 15 gigabyte download before we had to start the show, so I paused it. But whatever. Hey, it wasn't on the email. I don't know.
You need an installation wizard for your installation wizard.
I know, right? I need an Archon the wizard for my installation wizard, obviously. So, anyway, whatever. Learn my lesson there, guys. Double check all the drop downs before you start contacting customer service. Thank you. But you know what? In other news, real quick, BlizzPro.tv launched. The Edge aired on Tuesday, and they had some serious audio issues starting out. They got it corrected, but they covered assassination rogues this week, and it was really good. You know what? It sucks being at the mercy of technology. I've got everything for my stream and everything, it's all set, and it's I'm not touching or changing anything, but it took forever to get it set. So, anyways, a couple of rough audio issues. These are people who have never streamed before, and they're putting their best foot forward. So, it happens. It's all good. But they got it up and running. The Spotlight will debut Sunday night, so pay attention to Twitter. Very, very excited about that one. They're all set up. I checked it out, and it was awesome. As far as rating goes, I cleared the first wing. We cleared the second wing in Siege of Orgrimmar. Flex rating. So I wanted to give a huge shout out to Epic Insanity of Epic Questions Podcast. He pinch hit as a tank for us. Dude, he showed up and he was he had 1.8 or 1.08 million health.
Nice.
Wow.
I was like, holy crap, dude.
That happens.
Unbelievable. I mean, I know that there's, and he's
1 million health.
1 million health. But he and he wasn't even doing heroics. So, I mean, I'm sure there's heroic tanks out there that are probably in the 1.5 million health mark and stuff like that. So, we have the last thing I kind of want to talk about just a little bit is some of the changes that we're kind of making to the Twisted Empire Kingdom Dynasty thing that's going on. That's right. We're now
Twisted Village and going down to 20 people.
That's right.
Everybody out.
Everybody out. No, we are. I'm looking at the community. I'm looking at the feedback and the things that I'm getting, what people love about the guild, and what some of the things that they're trying to add on to. And I think what we are doing, and I've talked with some of the Twisted Dynasty people, is Twisted Dynasty is on Kul Tiras. They're our Alliance side guild, but we are going to start driving the PvP side of World of Warcraft in Twisted Dynasty. We are going to start. We are going to start trying.
There was only an orc on the Horde side.
I know, right? So somebody needs to come up with Angry Gnome and put him in Twisted Dynasty. No, I'm kidding. But no, we're going to start pushing towards PvP more because we've got the PvE side of the house covered, and we've got people questing and hanging out and stuff like that. And people are like, you know what? I do get to do some PvP with Twisted Empire, but PvP is all I do, and there's not always somebody that is going to do that with me. I mean, usually there is, but whatever. But that's kind of the direction we're going to maybe try and push with Twisted Dynasty. Now, just because if you are playing Alliance, that doesn't mean you have to PvP being over there. You can do whatever you want. There's people who are also going to be raiding and stuff like that over there as well. So just because you go there, but if you are a big PvP player and that's just your forte and what you want to do, Twisted Dynasty will probably cater more towards that. Things in the guild bank like resilience gems and stuff like that, and just the PvP enchants and stuff. I mean, it's going to be geared more towards that, but it is going to be far from like you have to PvP if you're here. So that was it. So the last thing that I did was I did change the Twisted Empire Twitter account today. We are furnished with
I saw that. Nice.
Yes, we have furnished a new logo that has Twisted Empire, Twisted Kingdom, and Twisted Dynasty tabards on there. And the new, it used to be Twisted Empire was the handle, and it is now at...
Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please.
I don't have that right now.
Go.
It is at Twisted Nation KT. So...
Ta-da!
Yep. So if you are in any of the 3 guilds and you're on Twitter, make sure that you are updating to the Twisted Nation TK as opposed to tweeting at Twisted Empire, because I won't see it, and neither will some of the other people that run that account. So make sure you're tweeting it there. So, but other than that, that was about it. I've been really busy with Blizz Pro TV getting that up and running, so I will be in game more, I promise. So that is going to take us to our very first break. But did you guys have anything else that you wanted to say or no? We all good?
Just that our shirts are awesome, and can we
It's
give
true.
another shout out to Jewel for making these?
Yeah, they are awesome. I love my shirts.
Absolutely beast. So that's going to take our first break, guys. We're going to be back in about 30 seconds to discuss all the latest news in gaming from Blizzard right after this quick commercial. So tell a friend that you are listening to episode 74 of TwizzCast. Today, we salute you, Mr. 3 frames per second man. Mr. 3 frames per second man! You dare dream of a world where the fire animation is something you can easily walk out of. Get out of the fire! You boldly embark on quests that take 4 times as long. I don't know if I'm still in combat! And one day, you'll actually be able to see your bobber dip when you fish. I don't know if I should click now. And Moonguard will no longer kick you due to FPS problems. Mail not out looking for fun. So here's to you, Mr. Sultan of Suck. DoghouseSystems.com can build you a rig and put you back in the game with the rest of us. You deserve it. Your raid team and arena team deserve it. And so do the rest of us. Mr. 3 frames per second, man. Go to DoghouseSystems.com and use the coupon code TWIZ at checkout to double your memory. TwizzCast would also like to remind you to game responsibly.
This is Greg Street, a.k.a. Ghost Crawler, and you are listening to TwizzCast.
What do you think? I like turtles. All right.
He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up.
To me, it look like a leprechaun to me.
The news.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay, the Blizz Pro News is sponsored in part by SMSRobot.com. if you want to push your character at his or her fullest potential, Ask Mr. Robot is going to make sure that your gear is set up to do just that. So, as always, everybody, we're going to bring you up to speed on some of the articles that you may have missed on BlizzPro.com. We don't cover just the articles that we think are good when it comes to the news and everything that's happening in the community. BlizzPro.com is where you want to go. We have news pretty much as soon as it is available to us and hits the newsstand. So if you like what you're about to hear, head on over to BlizzPro.com and check out the vast amount of articles that we did not have time to cover on the show. So the first thing is Archon. Archon has done just a little bit of stuff with BlizzPro this week. It is true. He put together a video talking about his first impressions of Reaper Souls Beta and covered a lot of avenues and aspects of the game. So why don't you give us just a few of your opinions on it?
Yeah, this is going to be hard. I could talk about this all day. Yeah, so I made this video, which was hard to do in itself because I had to stop playing Reaper of Souls to make it. But I just wanted to share my first impressions. A lot of people were asking questions. Maybe the biggest question people have been asking is how can they gear up for Reaper of Souls? And you can't. I noticed that very quickly. I had the best gear ever. Actually, AMJ, who's in the chat room right now, I think so, let me borrow his gear, which is like top gear in the world. And I was able to face roll things for a little while, but your gear gets replaced so quickly.
Really?
Like the drops from 60 to 70 quickly get much better than anything you can get currently in the game. The only stats that maybe would be good in Reaper Souls are percentage-based ones that like multiply your damage, like attack speed and stuff. Those haven't gotten any bigger, but like instead of getting 200 int on an item in Reaper Souls, you might get 800 int on an item. Like much bigger even than the changes you'd see from one WoW expansion to the next.
Number squish. We need a squish.
Squish incoming.
Number squish.
Yeah, it seems like they just wanted to completely redo itemization, and this was the easiest way to just make all the old gear irrelevant so they could bring in a whole new type of gear, which is perfect because one of the things I was most excited about leveling up is gear drops very infrequently, but it's almost always usable, which is very different. Anyone who plays D3 now knows you get maybe 100 pieces of gear before you get anything that's usable. Maybe 1,000 if you play a lot.
Wow.
And but yeah, leveling up, I'd get 5 pieces of gear. Maybe one of them would be an upgrade, and that was really cool.
Did you get any legendaries quickly at all, or no?
Yeah. Let's see. Leveling up took me about 4 hours, which I thought was really short. And in those 4 hours, I got 2 legendaries. The first one came from a Skeleton King fight in Keep Depths during these Nephilim rifts you can do, because you can level up through adventure mode. In the Nephilim rifts, you can fight like bosses in different zones that they normally wouldn't be in. So I was fighting Skeleton King in Keep Depths with brand new abilities he had, and the bosses at the end of Nephilim rifts have a pretty high drop chance for legendaries. He dropped a Doombringer, which is horrible in normal D3, but it was a 2,000 damage weapon. I think it was around level 65, and that was a really big upgrade. And then shortly after that, I got the Meekin's Ball of Hate, so I could start doing my lightning build. And that's probably the thing I've enjoyed the most, is just the synergy they've built in with the legendaries and the skills. There's just so many builds right now, and I'm sure people are going to number crunch and come up with the top builds, but I think there's going to be a lot of viable builds. Even if this one's 5% more efficient than that one, I don't think we're going to have the state we have right now where you have to play this build or you're farming at half or less of the efficiency. So yeah, a lot of people are upset that they're getting rid of like Whirlwind and Critical Mass, but I think when they start playing with these new builds, they're going to say good riddance. You still feel really powerful, but you actually have to pay attention to the fight. Dodging attacks gives you an advantage. There's no more lifesteal, so you don't just jump into a group of mobs and have more defense because you're doing more damage. Yeah, really farming has been fun for the first time in a very long time. Doing bounties and Nephilim rifts adds so much to the game. You're not just farming the same zones over and over again. It's different every time you do it. It's Twizz, you got to get in there. We got to do some playing together when you get in there too.
I was wondering actually if you'd be interested, and chat room, let me know if you guys would be ever interested in this. But like here's the thing, I'm not afraid to say it. Like I really enjoyed Diablo 3. I don't know it as in depth as Archon does, obviously.
Nobody does.
Right. Well, there you go. That's right. We got top dog here. But no, what we got. What I was thinking about doing is is maybe running it on the TwizzCast Twitch stream or something like that, like Rolling Crusaders, and just really like going in depth with abilities and spells and whatever we can find out about this and stream it, and like if somebody's interested in that and we can watch or do it. But dude, I'm all about jumping into the game and grouping up.
That would be awesome. I'm kind of glad that you didn't play too much of the original D3. I know you played it a bit, but it's just Reaper of Souls is such an improvement. I haven't seen this big of an improvement from a game to its expansion. I'd almost prefer people not have seen the original D3 because their opinions would be tainted of Diablo. I think it's yeah. I'm excited to see your impression of Reaper of Souls as someone who didn't put thousands of hours into it, because those are the people I hang out with. Those of us who are already tainted. But we should definitely roll some Crusaders. Everyone's asking me to play Crusader, and I'm selfishly playing the Wizard so I can find out all the OP builds.
Cool. I'll play the Crusader, and I have no idea. So the chat room's lighting it up. Everybody, yes, do it. That would be awesome. Do it. So we'll try and get together either this weekend or next week or something like that. So pay attention to Twitter, follow at TwizzCast, and we'll let you know when that's going to happen. So
awesome. Yeah, we get 9ball in there too.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. 9ball just started streaming too. So this would be a good time. So anything else as far as first impressions go?
Lots else, but I'd be talking all day. So yeah, check out my YouTube channel if you want to hear all my opinions, but it's awesome.
Yep. And we have we got the video posted at blizzpro.com. I'm going to have the link to the article in the show notes. That'll have the video and a paragraph talking more in depth about the stuff that we just mentioned. So it was very, very awesome. A little bit of WoW news. So Angry will be able to get. I know, right? What is this?
Wow! There's WoW.
That's right. It was posted recently that in the latest 5.4.2 PTR, Blizzard is testing the new ability to mail account-bound items to other characters on your account that may be on different servers.
Yes.
Right?
Finally.
Notably, this should allow you to move heirlooms between servers in advance of their planned Warlord changes that will make them fully account-wide. Sending this sort of mail should work like any cross-server communication. You send them to the player name - server name, and it should otherwise work like regular mail. Note this, that you can only send account-bound items and not other items like gold and... I know. So, you know what? This has been a long time coming, I think. I figured this would have been implemented a long time ago. I mean, they have the... I won't get into that rant. But
yeah, all these items were labeled account bound, and they were never truly account bound.
Yes.
They're account bound on your server. So to make items truly account bound is something that we've all been waiting for a little while. So the fact that this is happening is awesome.
Yes.
Because I lose stuff all the time. Like, where the hell did that go? What server is that on?
Dude.
And having recently transferred, like I had mains on another server, and I started bringing them over to Cult Taurus, Cult Tyrus, Cult Taurus, whatever we call it. I've been bringing stuff over to Cult Taurus, and I have to go back and forth. Like, oh man, do I have this or not? And I got to go back and look. Yeah, I do. What can I do about it? Nothing. So I got to gather everything up and transfer another tune over with stuff. So the fact that this is coming is long overdue, and it's awesome.
It's true. But you know what? Blizzard they're going to be missing out on their money on like server transfers and faction changes. I mean, hell, Warlords of Draenor was funded by transfers to Twisted Empire, most likely. So
I paid for a bunch of them.
So here's what I'm seeing. All right, there's been some data mining of the new Blizzard store, which allows a lot of indication that they're moving to microtransactions. All right, you see more and more account-bound stuff. It's been a topic of discussion for a while, but we're seeing possible indications. Do you guys think that WoW is going through the beginning stages of being set up to be free to play?
No.
No?
Unanimous.
Well,
I
mean, you guys sound unsure.
$15 a month. Let's throw that out the window.
No.
This is a business.
But I mean, you know what? They're no longer setting. I mean, like, just look at it. Look at it for what it is. You know, like they're making things account bound. I mean, they're taking a huge slice out of the server and faction change pie.
Is it really a huge slice? Is it really?
I think it is, man. At $55 for a server and faction change. And, I mean, I look at the Empire. Look at how fast that's grown, and Twisted Kingdom and everything, Twisted Dynasty. Look at how fast that's all grown. And sure, not all of them were factions.
As telling everybody that subscribes to your game that you don't have to pay for it anymore.
Wait, say it again?
That's huge. Like I don't think Warcraft will ever be free to play.
You don't?
I think. Oh.
What do you think, Brad? No, go.
No, I think that it won't go free to play. Basically, building off what Angry was saying, you don't just tell 7 million subscribers, like, hey, you don't have to pay $15 a month anymore. Like, that's a huge chunk of change to put in your pocket. I think that Blizzard might have put out Hearthstone and Heroes of Warcraft, or Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of Warcraft, yes.
That's a new book I'm
game.
writing.
Sure.
No, I think they put out Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm to be competitive and say, oh, we're a company that has the player in mind. Like, we have free-to-play games. You're more than welcome to take part in our free-to-play games. So that they could still reserve the right to say, it's only $15 a month that you're paying for Warcraft. You have those other free-to-play games.
Yeah, that's a very good point. But at the same time, like, they're taking these other games and they're wanting to move forward with them and, and move on with everything. And it's like, I don't know. If they're going to sink all their time and money into making those new games better and everything, like, they're going to keep Warcraft around and they're going to keep putting time and effort and energy into that, but probably not as much. So if they set it up for, I'm just reading from the chat room. Chat room's the ones that are giving me these ideas. If they set it up on microtransactions and take the subscription away, then it's like, look, we can put content out at a certain pace, but it's a free-to-play game. Is what it is.
I don't, just because they're starting to broaden their horizons on free-to-play games, that's why even still Warcraft has to stay the bread and butter. And they're not going to slow down pumping out content. Was it Chilton or Ghostcrawler that said they're going to do an expansion a year? So
yeah.
That's not slowing down Warcraft at all. I mean, if
That's
anything, they're
up.
ramping it up.
Yeah.
So if that's the bread and butter to make all these other games free to play, I don't see anything changing with Warcraft anytime soon.
Okay. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there, food for thought, because I did not cover this article, but there was a lot of data mining that happened on the PTR. And there's a lot more on there than XP flasks and whatever. There's another thing or whatever. I mean, they've got listings of potential. Now this is, it's potential for everything from gear, food, flasks, scrolls, everything like that. I mean, there's a whole list a mile long of things that will be available on the real money store. So
yeah, I think that's kind of a shame. I don't think they'll be free to play, but I really am not a fan of the microtransactions. I don't think I've played an MMO that had microtransactions that I was a fan of. I guess as long as they keep it limited and make sure that the best gear is only stuff that you can earn through playing.
Sure. Yeah, and you know what? I mean, it's one of them things. It's like if they can, you're exactly right, Archon. If they can keep it to the point where, you know what? I got thrown into this raid. I need to get flasks. I don't have time to farm any or make any dude on the auction house wants 1.6 billion gold for it. F him. I'm going to go and, you know what? For 99 cents, I can get the flasks that I need and go have fun for 3 hours, And if they can keep it at that, then that's fine. But when it's like, you could either buy our flasks for 99 cents or you can farm for 3 days to maybe make one of them on a lucky proc. That is the problem. But I don't see him going that direction, so that's just me. Guys, settle down.
It's just you.
All right, you heard it here on the show. I will F you up, Angry. Will F you up. So, there is an I wanted to bring this up. This is a very important thing, guys. As everybody knows, I'm a huge fan of charities. I am a huge fan of the Children's Hospital, everything that Archon does, Children's Miracle Network. This is why I wanted to cover this. Blizzard is introducing another charity-induced pet companion for World of Warcraft. The charity, and it's the Alteric Brew Pup. The charity only lasts until December 31st. The pup costs $10, and $5 of it will go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So as far as what the brew pup looks like and everything, he's a St. Bernard. He has several small kegs on him and a mouthful of drool. And I'm not sure what the animations that he has are, but if the Perky Pug scooting his butt across the ground is any indication of what's to come in the World of Warcraft dogs, I'll bet he'll be pretty cool. So, anybody a pet collector? Angry?
Yes.
No.
Reb, how did I know you'd be a pet collector?
There have been drunk people in guild chat all day with this dog. They're slurring their speech and stuff because they're getting kegs from the St. Bernard already, and it's just been fun listening to it.
Is that how it's working? You can get kegs from the St. Bernard?
Yeah, you can get drunk, and people are typing in guild chat with their slurred speech, and it's been pretty fun.
Here, I thought you were talking about people were really drunk, because I wouldn't put it past that either.
That's also probably happening. But the guild chat, they're having their slurred speech and stuff because they're getting their kegs from their St. Bernard.
From what I hear, like people are going into raids and like have the St. Bernard out, and everyone's getting drunk off of it and not being able to raid because they have the drunk
The screens all going everywhere. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Those are the best ones. Those are the best pulls when everybody's drunk.
Nice.
In game and out of game.
I got speaking of pets, the Crusader Murloc that you get for BlizzCon. What is that?
Oh,
Merkalot.
Merkalot, that's what it is. Yeah. I got that, and I stood there and I watched him for a couple of seconds, and I was like, "Come on, dude, do something." And he just stood there and didn't do anything, and I was like, "Well, crap." And so I got into game later, and he does a really cool thing where he flies up in the air.
It's a great animation. I love it.
Yeah.
He floats in the air and then drops down from the shield.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep, there's that Crusader ability that does that. I forget the name of it. I'm going to learn it this week when Archon and I stream.
I should know the name of it, and
I tried it in the living room and I pulled a groin muscle. So it's
not for me.
Murloc.
At least not for tonight. Get the Ben Gay.
It was no good.
So, anyways, but the next article that I wanted to cover. This is a pretty cool one. Angry, are you a big lore guy at all or no?
No.
No, not a storyline guy, and neither is Archon. So,
Reb, I actually have read a couple of the books.
Okay.
But as soon as I read them, I forget what it was about. So.
It's probably about Warcraft or something crazy.
Back to Mad magazines and my epic literature.
Oh, well, here is an article that was wrote by Ronger, and it kind of I don't know, it ruffled my feathers a little bit, and I thought he's got a really good point. And what I'm going to ask in chat room and the listeners and everybody like that, I'm going to ask you, does it matter that Hearthstone has no storyline? All right? One of the things that Blizzard does the best is create a story. It's what their games and expansions are built around. You get to the cliffhanger, such as Garrosh's defeat, which takes you to Warlords of Draenor. You defeat Diablo, and then you're pinned up against death for the next go-around. Which game has no story? Hearthstone. Is it alright that Hearthstone has no storyline? I mean, it kind of did during the tutorial mode, slightly. You'd think that with as good as Blizzard is at telling stories, they wouldn't release a game without one, but they did, and it looks like maybe Heroes of the Storm is obviously going to be the same type of thing. But what do you guys think? I mean, is it just because of the genre that's it's okay?
It's a card game. I started out as a card in a casino on a riverboat.
I was just a little card.
I developed. Now I'm in a hand.
I had a 0 mana cost.
Yeah, exactly. I used to be a birthday card for a 5-year-old.
A birthday card.
It's a card game.
Doesn't Magic the Gathering have a bit of a storyline, or is it just kind of a premise?
I don't know.
Well, they have novels that have it's very similar to what I think Hearthstone is to Warcraft, in that you have background stories and you have those cards of those particular types of characters or major characters, and it's similar for Magic the Gathering. It's like they have those stories where there are cards of those members of lore, those what's the word I'm looking for? Main characters and the not so great characters. minions. Anywho, it's similar to that, and it kind of has a story. And if you think about it, the story behind your cards is in World of Warcraft.
This is it. Blizzard has been so great at developing this world of Warcraft. All these characters are the same. The cards are the same, whether it's main guys or character ones. Sure. And why invent the wheel twice? You really don't need to give a storyline to a character that already has a storyline.
Sure. No, I agree. As far as the Magic the Gathering lore question went, looks like What 101 says that the lore is really messy. It's there. Dagum says that Magic has really good books, but you don't have to know how to play any of it to enjoy them. So, yeah, it's worth a look. But you know what? One of the things that I really like, I understand. Here's another question for you guys. Okay, now look at me and don't take me seriously here when I say this.
Serious face.
Serious face now.
Go.
Let me get my serious
Why?
face.
Okay, Hearthstone is a PvP game, basically. In essence, it is what it is. Why would they not develop more of a non-PvP side of things? And this is such a terrible thing, but everybody and their brother plays that stinking rotten Candy Crush, all right? Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You have your little Candyland board that you got to go through and you got to get through. Even that is a minute storyline where it's like, all right, now I got to go to the candy cane forest or whatever crap it is.
Chocolate River.
The chocolate, yeah. You get to the Chocolate River right after Taco Town. So, anyways, you move through that, and why do they not have a game cycle where you're playing against the actual game itself? You're playing against a computer that progressively gets smarter and harder, as opposed to having to play another real person. Because some people don't do well with that. Some people are like, I don't want to play against anybody because I just don't, they have self-confidence issues, they have whatever. And there's a lot of people out there that say to themselves, why would you be so stupid? Who cares who's on the other end of the computer? You're playing the game, you're playing against somebody. But there's other people that really take it personally that are like, I can't do this, so why wouldn't they introduce more of that? Or is it really needed? Or am I making a big stink out of nothing?
The chat room is saying there is a practice mode, but it's not as in-depth as what you're talking about. And I'm the same way. Sometimes you just don't want to go and play against somebody. Sometimes you just want to mess around against an AI or something. It's I wish there was more of that too, to be honest with you.
Well, okay, Agathon says you can't play against, quote, expert computers. You can't, but the computer can tell you what cards you're going to get, and it can an AI can be smart. It takes development and everything like that, but the AI can control the game. Look at every other game where you are actually physically playing the game. Like your sports games, your golf games, and whatever. The computer itself, the internal, script tells you where that ball is going to land in the golf game. It puts roadblocks in front of you. This could be the very same thing. You can't play against an expert AI. I get it. But the game can control its own flow.
I hate to be a naysayer. Agatha said you can play against expert computers.
What's that?
The problem is, and 30 Orc hit this right on the head, is because then a computer will eventually become aware and then destroy the world. Hashtag Skynet.
Yeah, you didn't think about that.
I have no idea what was just said.
No, but I think you could do a little bit more than what they've done with Hearthstone so far. Like in the Warcraft trading card game, or World of Warcraft trading card game, they have multiple people versus raid encounters. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but you can have multiple people with decks facing one person who's playing as like Naxxramas.
That would be awesome.
Or a Nixia or something. So I think it'd be cool if there was some PvE in there. So you don't have to combat against another player, but you could work with another player to defeat an especially hard opponent.
Sure. And the sad thing is, though, it's not sad. I shouldn't say sad. It's a great game. It's successful. It's fun. Whatever. We're gonna give away a beta key later on the show, just so you know. But it's leaning towards esports, and it's not leaning towards. It is going that direction. It's full on out the door, heading towards esports. So
it's the perfect game for that.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. That's the niche for it. So when it's heading that direction and heading towards esports and everything, why even put any type of functionality in for like a PvE type situation? But Archon, I love that thought, dude. I love it. Either having the computer play as Naxxramas, or you can play the dungeon deck while the other people play the looking for group deck. God, that would be something. That would be amazing. And who's to say it's not in the works right now?
Maybe. I mean, it was Blizzard that did it the first time. So
that's right. That's
maybe.
right. You know what? That's one thing that other CCGs and TCGs can't do. So, and if Blizzard does something like that, I mean, they take other ideas, but they sure come up with their own. So, anyways, that was a little food for thought. Anything else on that, Rob?
I think it's kind of obvious they have to go into esports. I think that's just the future of video games. And if you're not big in esports, you're not going to be big in video games 10 years from now.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the reason why Blizzard's focusing so much on it.
Wave of the future. Yep.
Yeah.
Wave of the future. They were streaming them at BlizzCon. You could go and watch. And I was like, who wants to watch a Hearthstone game? I went from watching the Threes Arena, which was total energy, and I'm like, why am I going to go watch this Hearthstone? But you go and sit there, and it's like totally, it takes you in. You get to watch it. It's really exciting. So it's only a matter of time before that catches on a lot more.
Yep. And in comes the spectator mode as well. So
my mom watched the Hearthstone tournament.
Nice.
So appeals to everyone.
Appeals to everybody.
Well, it's a good thing I wasn't like, your mom watches Hearthstone, because you'd be like, yes, she does. Yeah, as a matter of fact.
This isn't Bridge. What's that card doing? Where Bridge turned was the wrong channel. It's like, oh, man.
God.
Canasta? What's going on?
Oh, God. Too much fun. Well, speaking of Hearthstone tournaments and everything like that, this past week, BlizzPro's very own Zen Style, a.k.a. at Robert A. Wing, got to sit down with a gentleman by the name of Trump, who was favored to win the Innkeeper's Invitational Hearthstone Tournament at BlizzCon this year, but he was beaten out by Artosis. Trump is the only person right now who is sponsored and playing Hearthstone competitively, and the game's still in beta. The interview lasted a little over 19 minutes, and I'm going to have a little link for you in the show notes, but I don't want to spoil anything. The thing that really impressed me was how down-to-earth Trump was. He wasn't elitist or cocky, even though he has every right to be. Esports is a big thing, but what are your thoughts on people getting all arrogant for being part of the esports scene as big competitors? I mean, I'm throwing that out there. That's not part of this article or whatever, but I just want to talk a little bit about that. Like, to me, esports is a new thing. You know, you see the basketball players and the football players, the professional sports players and stuff like that. I mean, like, you know, they're pretty on it.
It's like anything else. People want to get to a certain level, and they have to get the ego to get there. So sometimes the ego comes out, and sometimes it doesn't. So to get the drive to be that good, you have to have some sort of desire, some sort of ego, some sort of drive, and if it comes out in an interview, well, so be it, right?
Sure.
I think it's pretty I think it's pretty natural, especially if you're winning a lot and you got a big fan base behind you. I think it's pretty natural to get a little cocky. So I think it's even cooler to see people like Trump, who, people on Twitch seem to agree Trump's the best person out there. Maybe after BlizzCon, people will change their mind, but it's cool that he has such a handle on the game, is really intelligent, especially when it comes to Arena, and still is just really down to earth and like an overall nice guy.
Sure. Yep.
Awesome.
And just for clarification, Eldorian in the chat rooms, he went 3-0 in the first round and lost 1-3 in the semifinals. So that was how it all played out. But the chat room is lighting up. This is why I love posing questions like this, because everybody starts throwing their 2 cents out there. Luna says elitist and cocky is annoying. Be awesome without being a d-bag. You know, I think that it's good. You just, I don't know. You run into people that automatically have an attitude, and before you know it, like, this is what happens.
I don't want anyone to be sodomized with a tire iron. I don't actually want him to get cancer.
Yes.
I knew that was coming. This whole question was a lead up for that soundbite.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. But that soundbite is used to show you what can happen. What can happen in this.
Totally.
And it's video games, and I realize it doesn't take physical strength. It takes mental strength to play this. But there's got to be a drawing point where it's like, you know what, real sports turns me off because everybody's cocky and arrogant. And you see a lot of professional sports players. If you go and you try and approach them or talk to them, they don't want nothing to do with you. They're too cool for you and whatever. And I love games so much. I love the community so much. I would hate to have a sore thumb like that in the community because of esports. there's nothing I could do about it. You know, I'm sitting my.
It's gonna come though, because with the sponsors come the money, and with the money come the greed, and with the greed comes the cockiness, and with the cockiness comes jerk interviews like that. I mean, it's only a matter of time.
How do you think you got on the show? I know, man.
Exactly.
You know,
it's all that money.
No bigger jerk than me. My sponsors.
Oh god,
my Stella beer and Twisted Empire.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, you know what? As far as I would be anxious to hear what you as a listener have to think. Podcast@blizzpro.com. Hit me up and let me know what your thoughts are on people getting all cocky and arrogant on this kind of a thing. I mean, do you think it's going to be a problem? I mean, what happens when you go to BlizzCon and you see these pro players and you're like, dude, I've been following all of your matches and all of your games, and like you're my hero, and this is so cool. Can I have your autograph? And they're just like, F you, scrub. You know? I mean, I'm not saying that they would be like that, but what if they did? What? I mean, I don't know. It's such a murky subject.
I think it comes back to them. I mean, people get kicked off of esports teams for being jerks. People lose sponsors for being jerks. I think it's natural, but yeah, I think it pays off to be nice.
Sure. I do too.
It pays off to be nice.
It does.
Don't be angry.
Don't be angry. So
don't.
Well, we do have some awesome news that I wanted to share. Eldorian, all right, the founder of BlizzPro, co-founder, he won this week's Mana Grind tournament. Pretty
awesome.
Unreal.
Congrats.
Yep. And I actually wanted to. I have another discussion topic, all right, about this. In the competitive Hearthstone scene, though, Mana Grind hosts a tournament with an outrageous amount of attendees and competitors. This week's winner was BlizzPro's very own creator, Eldorian. He won it with a Warlock aggro deck. Now, the thing that really floored him is that he is, quote, net decking, all right, which means that it seems to be like a new phrase for finding pre-built decks on the internet and using them. He openly admitted it because he wasn't planning on winning or actually getting very far, which I think is kind of admirable. Basically, in my eyes, it's totally acceptable to find another deck that someone else has built and use it, knowing that you have a fighting chance at winning if you're not like a hardcore Hearthstone player. As someone who wants to play the game, when I have a spare few minutes, there's nothing fun about grabbing random cards with no strategy and constantly getting beat down. So, in my eyes, quote, net decking is fine. What do you guys think about this? Because I know there's a
huge... I don't have a clue about it. I'm horrible at Hearthstone. And I don't know if it was Wing or somebody else that said, your game is won and lost building your deck. That is where you should be spending most of your time concentrating on what you're doing. And I have no clue. I'm picking icons because they're pretty. Like, this guy looks pretty cool. I wonder what his animation is, so I'll throw him in my deck. I have no idea what I'm doing. So to be able to find a reference point or some encyclopedia of decks to go and look and get a deck that works for me, totally. Yes.
Yep. Maya Tog is correcting me. He says net decking is not a new thing. It's very, very old. Been a part of any big card game ever since the internet. True story, but this has brought... Hearthstone has really made a huge impact on the community, and all I'm trying to do is... There's not everybody who's educated on the history of card games and TCGs and everything, so that's why I went above and beyond explaining what net decking was. So
yeah, this is the first I'm hearing of people actually getting upset about net decking. I mean, I think like in MTG, most competitive card games, it's pretty much the norm. You know, there's certain decks that are the best against certain other decks. People might make alterations, but I think the only reason that net decking isn't the norm in Hearthstone is because the metagame still hasn't evolved very much. Right now, people are just responding to other people's decks. I think eventually that's just going to be... There's going to be certain decks that are known to work well in certain situations, and you're going to see a lot of similarities.
Where do I find these?
You find those at hearthstone.blizzpro.com.
Yes, that's right. Go look it up.
That's right.
So I'm going to look mine up. I'm going to make a deck right after the show.
Bunch of decks that are there. No, you know what? I mean, it is what it is. But people get sore. They get bent out of shape, you know? They get bent out of shape.
Basically the same thing as if you were a World of Warcraft player and you're raiding and you need to know like how your rotation is, how you should glyph, what you should do for your gems. It's basically the same thing.
Back in the day, it was builds. Yeah, you look up builds and stuff like that. Yeah.
Same thing to go online and just find out what's working best for what you want to work with and what you want to do. And it's like the same for Diablo 3 too. Like if you're confused on how wizards work and you want to know the best build, you watch Archon and he tells you. It's exactly the same thing.
Exactly how it works.
That's just my thoughts on it. So now that I've beat that down like it's a dead horse, I just wanted to say, you know, talking about all this Hearthstone and WoW and Diablo, I kind of feel like I'm visiting BlizzCon a little bit all over again.
Yeah, well, I can see that, and I'm sure there's a few panels that we missed though, as far as information goes.
Yes, there was. Everybody, direct from me. I give you this week's top 10. Off we go.
The top 10 panels that did not make the cut for BlizzCon. Ringing at number 10, the Mage Tank panel. It would have been short-lived, much like a Mage Tank.
Number 9, cosplayers and the people who love to touch them panel.
Ooh, number 8, the LFR panel. Everybody got pissed and left.
Number 7, the Diablo Auction House panel. Players seem to think it fixed BlizzCon.
Number 6, the I blew a grand at the Hilton Bar panel. It was canceled due to lack of funding.
That'll happen.
The number 5 panel that didn't make the cut for BlizzCon, the 55-minute wait for a table at IHOP panel. The line was just too long for a panel like that to work.
Any day of the week.
Number 4, the sharing diseases you got from the airplane ride, shaking hands and being crammed into a room with 26,000 people panel. It's sickening how many people wanted to see that one.
Preach it, preach it.
Number 3, the deodorant panel. Obviously, for obvious reasons, it's mainly because there wasn't enough floor space.
Number 2, the fanny packs are now cool again panel. Enough said.
And the number 1 panel that didn't make the cut for BlizzCon, the Ghostcrawler talks about why he hates Paladins panel. It was only because he was tied up at the Ghostcrawler talks about why he hates Rogues panel on the other side of the convention center. My name is Twiz.
My name is Dwendon.
My name is Rodimus.
Honey Buns.
Piercy.
Sosa.
Sucker.
Triumphy.
Zorander.
Punch Pop Fizz.
Danger's Agony.
Death Stance.
Use a Band-Aid.
I run an Elemental Shaman.
I'm a Tauren Druid.
Enhancement Shaman.
A Shadow Priest.
Play a Windwalker monk.
Blood Death Knight.
Fury Warrior. Feral Druid.
A Holy Priest. Frost Mage.
Brewmaster Monk.
I play an Enhancement Shaman.
Elemental Shaman. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee.
I'm from Illinois.
I'm from Ontario, Canada.
Fort Myers, Florida.
I live in Ashland, Alabama.
Peru, Illinois.
From Portsmouth, Ohio.
Colorado.
From Dover, Delaware.
I live in Pembroke, Ontario, Canada.
San Diego, California.
From Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Tennessee. And I'm in Twisted Dynasty.
I'm in Twisted Empire.
Twisted Empire.
Twisted Empire.
Twisted Empire.
Twisted Dynasty.
I am in Twisted Kingdom.
The Twisted Empire.
And I am in Twisted Empire.
And I am in Twisted Empire.
And I am in Twisted Dynasty.
Twisted Empire.
I'm in Twisted Empire.
Twisted Dynasty.
I am the GM for Twisted Dynasty.
And I run the Twisted Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, it is no secret if you've been listening to this show that Twisted Empire is a big part of the gaming community. Over a year ago, there were 10 of us that said this is what we need to become, and here we are today. The Horde side of the community wears the Twisted Empire tag, the Twisted Kingdom tag, and the Alliance side displays Twisted Dynasty. Everyone who wears these tags knows that there is a 50-50 split between the game you play and the people that you play with. We don't look down on people for not being heroic progression raiders. We also don't look down on people who ask honest questions because they just don't know the answers. I owed it to myself to be surrounded by people who want to enjoy the game. And let's be honest, so do you. It's time to stop logging into game and feeling like you're droning around in circles all day, surrounded by people who don't care about you and don't know you. Twisted Empire, Twisted Kingdom, and Twisted Dynasty. All 3 guilds located on the Kultiris US server. Welcome home.
Been sitting here copying the mail at the home 20.
Okay, we got just a few emails here, and the first one that I want to talk about is pretty awesome. It was from Blue3, and Blue3 is a big Blue is in Twisted Dynasty. Great person, very active in the community. But here's what Blue had to say: Twiz, Reb, Angry, and Archon. Well, you guys were already so generous to give me a Hearthstone beta key, so I may as well pass the love on to someone else. If you can find anyone who still needs one, go for it. I enjoyed the Aftermath episode, and kudos on the awesome video intro. It was spot on. I liked the video intro to the show. I'm kind of partial, though. I made it. So, anyways, I know personally I'm looking forward to all the awesomeness to come. Here is to hoping for betas as for those as well. I can't really even say what I'm most excited for. Draenor sounds awesome. I was hoping for a new player class or race to use my Insta-90 on. Who knows? Maybe there'll still be a chance for that. The Crusader class looks wicked for Reaper of Souls, and an open environment in adventure mode sounds amazing. Hearthstone is already a hit and still in beta. I look forward to Heroes of the Storm and the short casual games that I can just jump into when I get a chance and not have to dedicate hours to see a little bit of progress. Blizzard, you're doing it right, and thank you. Appreciate you keeping us in the loop and helping us stay informed as to what's coming up. I look forward to TwizzCast every week. Thank you, Blue. So
nice.
Beast email. You know what? Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. So here's what we're gonna do. Chat room, start lighting it up. Who does not have a Hearthstone beta key? Let me know in the chat room if you are in need of a Hearthstone beta key. And Angry is going to start picking one at random.
Go type the word key in chat. Let's go, chat room.
Yeah,
key.
Looks like everyone has one.
Key.
Key.
I'm gonna keep the key
All
myself.
It's because there's like a 4 or 5 second delay between what we say and what they type. So
key.
So what's the name of my
now,
award?
while that is filling up, I just want to let you guys know, if you're still trying to get a Hearthstone beta key, Steel Series, our friends at Steel Series, our BlizzPro TwizzCast sponsor, has donated 5 keys to us, and it's a very simple contest. Go over to blizzpro.com, make sure you enter yourself in there. The only stipulation is that you have to have a Twitter account. So, but even if you just create it and follow BlizzPro for this, it'll be worth it if you win. Am I right? So that's all you got to do is you take your Twitter account, you follow BlizzPro. He's gonna choose 5 random people and DM you the code. So it's easy enough. So make sure you check that out. So, all right, coming back to Angry, did we find somebody?
The first person to type supercalifragilisticexpialidocious
my
in chat
sweet
gets
lord.
the key. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. 5 spark plug with a 5 on the front. You get a key.
I like that name. 5. Yep. Spark plug, but with a 5.
Plug with a 5 at the front.
So,
congrats, you got a key.
Yep. I'm going to send spark plug. Hang out for the rest of the show. We've only got like 15 minutes left at the most, so I will send you a message on here with that key. So congrats to you and the rest of everybody. If you're looking for one, head on over to blizzpro.com and get your hands on that. So,
congrats.
The next one that we got is from Stormraiser. Everybody, if you're on Twitter and you're in the Twisted Nation, you know who Stormraiser is. And he sent me a text.
He is trouble.
He is trouble. He is. I mean, you get Stormraiser and AngryOrc on the battlefield together. There's no telling what is going to happen. So, but he wrote an email. He actually sent me a text message, and I was like, "Dude, you need to email this to me." And he's like, "All right, I will." So he says, "What up, folks? Storm, the mighty Twisted Empire, slayer of all things noob, here with some Warlords release date speculation." So, today on Twitter, I noticed Christy Golden announced her upcoming Warcraft novel, Garrosh War Crimes. On further research, I also discovered, listed on Amazon, It has a planned release date of June 3rd, 2014. Now, if I go back and look, Jaina Proudmoore, Tides of War, was released on August 28th, 2012, and misdropped shortly thereafter, September 25th. I'd say this pretty much gives us the remainder of the summer for PTR testing and any in-game pre-launch events that they may have planned. Now, ponder this and discuss it. My axe hungers for Alliance swine to behead and hollow graves to fill, so my prediction is that the release will happen the same time as MOP or Holiday of 2014. Sincerest and warmest regards, Stormraiser. So, here's what
a Christmas release for the new expansion?
Christmas release for the new expansion, or maybe a little bit before, is
That's
what
a long time.
What we're looking at. So, also, BlizzPro weighed in on some of the date speculation. There's an article revolving all around the release date of the book and potential launch for Warlords of Draenor. This is also a hot topic on the past week's BlizzPro Weekly. That's on BlizzPro YouTube channel. So, I'm going to have the link to all that in the show notes as well. What do you guys? First off, what do you guys think as far as the release date goes? Does this sound? I don't know.
That's a long wait for this tier.
It is.
We gotta do this tier. We're in it now. We have been in it for a little while, and to go all the way till November, maybe. I think that's too long. I'm thinking August.
I'm thinking July.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're probably gonna put it out in July and give those who may be out of school for the summer a little bit of time to play with it, dabble with it, have some late nights playing before they have to return back to school, or at least that's what I'm hoping for.
Is it just me, or it always seems like there's a lull in the summer? People leave the game, so summer would be a perfect time to release this and keep these people in the game for the summer, because everybody plays in the winter.
No, that's a good point, dude. I never thought about that. The fact that, when you're in the winter, it's cold. I mean, if you're in the Midwest or anywhere but California and Florida, basically, or Texas, in the winter time, you're in your house because it's cold and whatever, and you sit there.
Everybody plays Warcraft in the winter, but you see people taking these little breaks. It's always in the summer. So if you release this new expansion pack in the summer, you keep all those people.
It's true. Or that doesn't happen, and you release a new content patch or a new expansion that falls numerically flat on its face. What kind of a gamble do you have there? So here's the thing. Here's the thing that I want to talk about. You know what? What's with the secrets, Blizz? Okay? Why don't you inform us of your time frame? Now, let's hear me out. Anyone who holds you to a release date that's a year away or 8 months away or whatever is an idiot. All right? We all know that. One of the things I think that really put me behind the power curve is how quickly content got pushed out, and I had little time to plan for it. I mean, I know it's getting serious when stuff hits the PTR, but a patch can be there anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months. What happens if they release this thing next summer? I don't have much time to get every tune where they need to be to take max advantage of what's coming down the pipe. So again, why keep your tentative release plans so quiet? Why can't they just say, you know what, guys? We're going to try and shoot for somewhere around August, give or take a little bit. If we can get it out to you in, July, then we certainly will. But it may be October. We don't know. But yeah, this is our tentative time frame. Just to let you guys know, you're going to be in Siege of Orgrimmar throughout the summer. And we're going to try and drop little bits here and there. What's up with all the secrets? I mean,
I think the problem with that is if they say we're trying for August, what the majority of the players hear is, I promise you definitely in August you'll have it no matter what. And it doesn't matter how clear they are, that's what they think. There's this big, Blizzard has now become famous for pushing back release dates, even though they've never actually pushed back a release date. They've never officially announced a release date and then pushed it back, but they're notorious for doing it.
Sure.
Because players hear what they want to.
Sure. No, I completely agree. But at the same time, though, man, I still find it hard to justify keeping everybody in the dark. I mean, do they not want to say it because they know that we're going to be in Siege of Orgrimmar this patch for the next 7 months, and it's like, we're not going to tell you because that's just going to piss you off and you're going to leave? Or do they say it because they just, because of your reason, exactly like what you just said, I don't want you to hold me accountable, and you said August. No, but I still think that does not warrant.
Can I get
secrets.
philosophical for a moment?
Yes, Reb, Socrates,
no.
Reb.
Have you ever known someone who's about to have a baby and they have the option to find out at a certain week in their pregnancy to find out the sex of the baby they're going to be having? And some people will choose not to know the sex of their child until they actually have them. And people will often go with the philosophy that, in your adult life, there are so many things that you have to plan for, and you have to have things set in stone. If you move, if you change job positions, if you choose to get married, when, where, having a family, they want one surprise in the midst of all the planning. And I think that, maybe they're like, you know what, your adulthood, here's a game, enjoy for what it is. There'll be surprises, and it'll come, and you just need to roll with the punches.
So is the new expansion pack going to be a boy or a girl?
Obviously a boy.
Is it going to
for
be a
the
boy?
lack of lead females.
Okay, yes. That's a given.
I think that's a nice thought, Reb, but I feel like they're probably more business-minded than that.
Yeah, probably a little bit. That's what I was thinking. There's probably more of a mapped-out data
shot,
point.
right?
It's okay, Socrates. Don't sweat it. We're still behind you.
Blizzard has never given a release date, so why would we expect
you know what,
that?
though? When you actually nail down a date and you're like, well, you know what, at, August 27th at 2 in the afternoon, okay, then, yeah, you get that specific. But if they're like, we're looking August, September.
We're going to start a pool in Twisted Empire. We need a release date pool. Everybody throw in 100 gold, 200 gold, pick your date, closest wins.
Yep.
It's a good idea.
Yep.
Do it.
There's a game called Grim Dawn with an independent developer, and they're really cool about being completely transparent with the community. They always say when they think they'll have it out, but just completely transparent. They keep absolutely nothing from their community, and they get so much crap for not having things done when they think they're going. Yeah, when I saw that they were being so transparent, I thought that was so cool of them. The community's going to love this. No, there's there's a handful of dedicated fans that understand, and everyone else is just flaming about how they never get things out when they think they're going to.
Well, and here's the thing is, it depends on what kind of news. Like, if you say, we're shooting for July, August, and then when the beginning of July comes around, if you say, well, actually, we're looking more at December now, that's a blow. If you have already said July, August in March, that July, August ain't going to happen, March is the time to say it and say, hey, you know what, we have to push it back. But it depends on how you break the news. But now that you've said that, Archon, it's like, wow, well, if somebody's already trying it and it's blowing up in their face, well, so be it. But I don't know. I guess I just want to know how much time. I don't know. Blizzard is being so open. The developers are so accessible. The community managers are so accessible. They have made a huge push to reach out to the community and let everybody see what's going on. It's just so hard for me to think, why do we not know a time frame? So
I think if the community was more like us, if we were the average player, then that's probably how companies would handle it.
Sure. Well,
soon.
So, everybody, just so you know, that particular email right there is going to bring this particular episode to a close. And we appreciate everybody joining us. I know, it's true. So, out of nowhere, for all of the information on the articles and the stuff that we covered on this episode, you can go to TwizzCast.com or BlizzPro.com, and the links to everything we discussed we found. Angry, my friend, thank you so much for being on the show, man.
I had a ball. You guys are awesome.
Dude, thank you.
Miss you, chat room.
Yeah.
Miss you.
Much love, dude. Much love. Thanks for what you do for the community, the guild, the show, and everything in between, dude.
That was great. I had a ball.
So awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
One more quick mention of our sponsor, Doghouse Systems. You know what? If you're going to upgrade your computer, your rig, go to doghousesystems.com. Use the coupon code TWIZ at checkout. That's going to double your memory all the way up to 32 gigs of RAM for free. And their customer service is through the roof. Everybody has computer issues, computer problems, things that aren't installed right, things that don't agree. Whatever. If you call Doghouse Systems, you talk to the guy that built your computer. All right. It gets no easier than that. Down to earth people who take care of their customers. And it's not until your computer goes down that you really you rely on customer support, knowing it's there from Doghouse Systems is the way it's going to do it. Twiz, TWIZZ at checkout, doubles your memory /loot. Get yourself a TwizzCast t-shirt, everybody. There's no reason you shouldn't have one. And our newest sponsor, SteelSeries. Again, make sure you're going over to BlizzPro.com and checking out the 5 beta keys that SteelSeries donated to us. Also, don't forget to check out BlizzPro Weekly and all of the amazing videos. Guys, we put Eldorian, the BlizzPro staff, we put so many amazing videos on YouTube, the BlizzPro YouTube channel. Check them out. There's informational videos. There is speculation videos. There is, points of view, everything in between. So make sure you're checking out the BlizzPro YouTube channel. So, Reb, what do you have to say to the masses before we roll out of here?
Well, on behalf of Edward Cullen and I, gaming will be whatever you want it to be, and maybe Blizzard has a few surprises in store for you.
I don't know what that means, but good game. Archon?
Going back to my philosophical days. Anywho, Archon.
If you can't find me, it's because I'm buried into Reaper of Souls beta, but I had a great time here. AngryOrc, it was a lot of fun having you here, and Hoda, I'm so glad you're here too. I thought you weren't going to make it this week.
I missed you, bro.
Oh, AngryOrc, any parting words for everybody?
Stay angry, my friends.
Couldn't agree more. So, everybody from the crew here at TwizzCast and AngryOrc and BlizzPro, we encourage you to game safe, love one another, and please, everyone within the sound of my voice, take care. Hey guys, you've been listening to TwizzCast, the official podcast of BlizzPro.com. You can follow us all on Twitter at TwizzCast, at TwizzTE, at TankThatReb, and at Willie_Foss. The show notes and articles that we discuss can be found at BlizzPro.com. And if you'd like to drop us a line, send the email to podcast@BlizzPro.com. Thanks again, and we will catch you next week.